Hello YouTube and welcome to episode 45 of the Rise of Icelandic Football here with HK. It is of course Damien, and here we are for a UEFA Champions League qualifying 4th round against AEK. It could be an interesting game. Always going to Greece is always a little bit difficult. We generally do quite well at home against most sides in Europe, so we should be okay to get through to the Champions League group stage. The group stage draw will be live if we are in the Europa League or the Champions League in this episode. We should know that by now. We've done this a few times. In terms of where we left off last episode, obviously it was a transfer cycle where everybody was getting bids, and it's still happening even in August 18th. But as you can see, Steven is still here. He's still wanted by a few clubs, wanted by Atletico and Barca. Juve were in there, and at one stage I think it was RBL that were once again interested in him again. But no real bids have come in just of yet. Filipov keeps getting a bid from Wolfsburg. All these teams interested, but Wolfsburg keep bidding a 39 mil total bid, and we just stall and reject it for as long as possible. I'm not accepting anything until we have to accept it because it's 45 mil up front. Simple as that. Other bids, Schultz is getting quite a lot of bids, but not too much in terms of what we have to take. Stein's getting a couple here. The big ones are like Lucas Lotvat. I never said I would sell Lucas Lotva at all, and now all of a sudden he's getting like 2.1, 2.3 mil bids. We're actually just going to up his asking price now to 11, because there was a stage in the save where we're just like, if we can get 3 mil for Lucas, we'll sell him. It's now at that point where he is now in very good form. He's worth 2.7 mil because of the rise of the club, and he's only got 474 days left before he becomes Icelandic, and I really want him to become Icelandic because he'll be Iceland's #1 left back. You can then play Gleason on the other side at right back because he's technically Icelandic, and I would imagine he would declare for Iceland if called up. Obviously that's what I'll be doing if I was the manager, and that's it. Mutter's getting some decent bids of about 5 or 6 mil. He looks sensational. I've said in the past that I would sell him because he makes way too many mistakes in the Champions League, but look, he looks great on paper. Other people getting bids, not big bids there from Gunnarsson. Thank God that the interest in Callis has taken off because he looks sensational at the moment. What is his negatives at the moment? Happy with being had been unhappy with training, had been unhappy with the high workload, and struggling to connect with Hugo. That's fine. There we are. He's not getting the most playing time, which is a shame. Gleason's growing at the moment as well, but that's really it. There's a couple of 4 mil bids there for Postbeck. He has a 9 mil release fee, but being 4th choice centre back, I don't mind. Every time I look at it that he's 4th choice centre back, my assistant tells me no, he's 2nd choice. So then you play him for a game, then he goes, no, it's 4th choice. Hugo's 2nd choice, and Alt's always seems just always to be 3rd choice with no potential apparently at 22, which I think is a bit of a lie. I think there's a bit of room to grow in all of these lads still. In terms of what's happened in terms of games, you haven't seen too much. We'll just go through the Champions League games. As you can see, winning every game in Iceland. What's new? No draws just of it yet. In this system, we haven't been overly convincing. There's been a 1-0 win there against KR where we left it late. Dominated the game, but just didn't put the ball in the back of the net. There's also been a couple of 3-1s. There's another 3-1 there. There's been a 2-1 there against Bree. Once again, it was a game we dominated but didn't put the ball in the back of the net. We conceded with the first shot on target. It just seems to be happening a little bit more in this system because it's not a more attacking system. It's more of a system where we're just looking to keep it, probe the spaces, looking to get in between the lines, and looking to play the right ball in behind. Not that just full out. This is HK really rushing, pressing, leaving ourselves very open at the back, but looking to attack and score goals. And I think that's the reason why we keep losing to Barca and Chelsea in that, is that we play some good football, yes, but when we lose it, we're so vulnerable on the break. Playing now with an actual 6 and, 2 actual centre-backs that like to sit, and fullbacks that still go, but obviously don't have to go every time now in the system because it's fluid, not very fluid. I'm really enjoying it. In terms of the Champions League, we actually had some trouble against HJK away. Another game that we had the better of, yes, but we weren't great, and we actually gave up way too much. HJ Scott actually surprised me when I looked at it. I was tempted to actually do this as a live game. I'm glad I didn't, obviously, when it comes to playing at home. Oh, look, I'm sorry, it's the wrong game I'm thinking of. It was thought of the IFK games. 5-3 at home. Once again, just a game where it was really, really, really weird. We were up and we were flying and not a problem at all. I think we were 4-0 up. Yes, we were. And then just conceding 3 late goals, and all of a sudden your heart goes in your mouth. Look, it was never going to happen after 87 minutes, but you're just like, really? Up until that stage, it looked like we were playing some very good football, and then just dropped off completely. Which did make me worry about the system, but then the system came good, and against IFK, Went there away from home and absolutely dominated. Still giving up a little bit too many shots though in Europe that I don't like, but at the same time we still played well. We then beat them 3-0 at home, and this was a bit more of a HK performance, total domination. Didn't keep the ball as much, which was strange, I thought. IFK do play a possession-based system. They look to play out from the back every time we saw a highlight. But in terms of just marshalling them to only having one on target, I was pretty happy with the way we defended. Obviously, I was very happy with the way we attacked. Created some good goal-scoring opportunities. And if our finishing was better, we would have definitely won that game. Important to note, we just played the cup final. We did win the cup final again. Played a very rotated seed. Kane, ever since I said will not be leaving, has been playing these backup games, and he's been sensational, proving that once he turns Icelandic, he would definitely play on the left-hand side, and that's 506 days away. So they're both within 2 years, Lucas Lova and Kane, which is sensational. We've obviously got AEK in both Champions League playoff games, first leg and second leg, and then the draw will be after the second leg as well, and probably like the 27th, 28th of August. Obviously not going to show you the Atlantic R game in the middle, but we will get towards the team. The team is going to be this. I'm tempted to play away from home as a deep line playmaker. On defend is Pereira, and we will do that, just telling him to sit a little bit more. Just want to make sure that we get a goal and sort of just be a bit more defensively solid, like we weren't against HJ, even though we were a bit better against IFK. Lotvat starting has been sensational form as well. His form probably needs a shout out, especially in Europe as well. Continental there at a 7.75. Playing games, also Mutters in goals, Crespo and Victor, which is my preferred partnership at the moment. Cardozo, Pereira, Steven, Bratas, Stein, Schulze, and Filipov. Bratas been growing and looking sensational, is the wonder kid, that is for sure. Steven is still growing as well at 22, which is great, and Pereira keeps growing day by day. So that midfield three could be a midfield three for 10 years plus if they really want to stay here as well. Not going to go through too much talking. Filipov's Filipov. We know how good Filipov can be as well, the 20-year-old Bulgarian. We're going to get straight into it. In terms of AEK in real life, obviously very difficult to play against when you do come up against them in Europe, especially at home. They get very good fans and very good support over in Greece. I'm just going to have a quick look for the team. Kasimi looks very good. The right back looks decent, but lack of pace. Maybe we can get Schulze running at him. Centre back looks quite good, the Greek centre back there. Heinrich on the other side, the Slovenian, looks decent as well. Lack of determination might hinder him in terms of if I would ever sign him. The fullback, the German fullback, even though he's only got 10 pace, actually looks sensational in terms of marking, tackling. So I feel like his defending is going to be good. We can just maybe get in behind him there with Stein, who's quite quick. Alonso is playing at centre defensive mid, which I think that's a win for us, obviously, because I think he's better at centre back. Dime's got lack of pace, so I'm expecting to really see the Stephen run from deep coming in. This Amini, an Australian that we know quite well here in Australia, obviously, and Mustafa. Looks okay, he's not too bad there. At one stage I nearly signed him on a free contract many years ago. AKE looks decent there, playing on the wing. Didn't have too much speed by memory, no, not too much on the 32. It's a very aging AEK side, but a side that obviously we know what they're doing. The right hand side looks a lot better there, and Casera up top, it looks quite decent as a poacher, and you can see why he would be playing poacher. I still think away from home we should be okay. I'm just going to tell them to go and carry on straight from the last match, even though most of these boys didn't play in the cup final. Give them some more motivation, and they seem to like it. I'm going to just ask our apparently he doesn't want to. Usually our assistant comes up with some decent ones, better than what Tongu would give us, or Oakley. But we should be okay. I don't think we're going to have a problem. They're trying to talk up that AEK is such a small side. AEK, I think, have the same reputation as us. And obviously for people, we're in today, not in 2024, obviously, or 2025, 2026, whatever year we're in. AEK is a side that causes a lot of people problems in Europe. You see him in the Europa League, you see him in the Champions League, occasionally. They're a side that causes many people problems. Just going to send the assistant. We're going to look to play quite well here away from home at AEK Stadium. And hopefully we can go get an away goal to really put ourselves in a very good performance, very good position, to go and get through to the Champions League group stage yet again, and hopefully we don't get the group of death once again. In terms of how I'm really looking to set up for Europe, I'm setting up in this 4-3-3, and I don't care that we don't play the best football as long as we grind out results. So even when we didn't lose the HJK, but we played quite well against HJK in terms of just getting a performance. It wasn't our most fluid and best game, but if we can keep grinding out results in Europe, I'm quite happy. This suits me because at home we will probably dominate AEK and win. First highlight of the game though, Cardozo though, he swings in an early cross, back post, Schultz gets up, but in the end it's straight at Kamasinki, the AEK goalkeeper. So a chance there, keeping the ball well and obviously creating opportunities at will in the first half, but nothing clear cut, and that's going to be a very boring first half of the game. At some point I will maybe not away. Obviously at home we can bring like Callis in or Gunnarsson in and go to the 4-2-3-1, which is obviously we can. I'm just going to tell them that I'm not happy with the performance out there because it is a little bit lackluster, but at the same time we have definitely set up here not to just try and get a result here in Greece. I do feel like we are the better side, and if we played the 4-2-3-1 we probably would be on top of them, but at the same time I feel like it's good to get the boys the experience of this is how we're going to play in Europe. From now on, we're going to be a little bit more calculated in what we do, so I don't mind when games like this peter out. At the same time, they've already made 3 subs and looking slightly tired. Not much has happened. I'm actually going to go to the 4-2-3-1, which I know that a lot of people are going to be like, well, you said what you wanted to do, you're doing it, why are you changing? I just want to get Callis on and see if Callis can get into this game. Filipov hasn't invested the game, so we're going to get Flamen out there as well. We're going to just make those 2 changes and see what happens after this. And straight away over the corner, if we do score, I'm tempted to go straight back. Stein from distance, that's a great save from Kamasinki there with the reverse hand, top left hand corner. We won't watch it back. I was tempted to watch it back because it was that good, but there we go. Obviously, conceding right now and losing this game 1-0 would hurt right now, obviously. But at the same time, if we can get ourselves an away goal, expect us at home to really push on and go win. I'm just looking for clean sheets. Nashgash was apparently onside here, and it looked onside too. And maybe a chance to cross. That's a great challenge from Cardozo, who's he's been linked with like 24, 30 mil bids around the place. But obviously, I don't think I would sell from too much. Boys looking quite tired there at the back as well, which does worry me. Steven's not having the best of games and looking tired as well. We're going to bring Gunnarsson on as not the Mazzala. We're actually going to drop Carlos to the Mazzala and play Gunnarsson as the advanced attacking midfielder. Just seeing if we can get this goal here. I don't mind if it finishes 0-0 as I just said, but we obviously wouldn't mind the away goal. The ball top of the box finds Callis. Callis is usually very good at picking out a pass, and he finds Cardozo in some space. A good cross. Flamen knocked down. Stein there. There we go. There's our away goal. We're 1-0 up, 85th minute. It hasn't been the most beautiful game from us, but we've got what we wanted, which was to be a bit more calculated, really control the tempo of the game, pick the spaces, pick the right moments. I haven't created enough clear-cut chances, but we have created chances according to the stats. And then finally, we've got ourselves in the position where we want it. With Cardozo, Flamen with the present mind just to knock it into Stein's path instead of the header at that goal. Would have preferred him to shoot, to be quite honest, from there anyway. And there we go. Another highlight, I was about to say we can probably change back, but if it finishes 1-1, it's the same as 1-0, sort of. Obviously, you draw the game, right? But at the same time, the away goal does count for a lot as well. And they might have the chance of a Levy. It's a good challenge. Hugo wins, and Ruth is very good with the ball, so you'll find this pass here to Hugo. Hugo, he's got a pass out wide, and we should be out now with Lucas Lotvat, and he does find Schultz, who will maybe run at his man. Gunnarsson, though, inside. He finds Flamen. We got numbers racing forward here. Flamen, Stein now, still with Stein. He's got an opportunity to cross it in. Instead, his cross is very poor. Thought that could have been the highlight for 2-0. Kamasinki's kick is quite low and quite poor, and straight to Lucas Lotvat. Schultz is there. He's obviously got the pace to get there too. Lays the ball cross post. Stein's there. He's hit the post. Could have been 2-0 up here late doors. We're going to get a highlight straight away from the throw as well. Lots of highlights coming in thick and fast. Stein coming in. It's tackled. It's cleared, but only back as Callis. Callis's ball back post. Schultz is there. It's a great save, or was it a hit the post? I'm not 100% sure. I'm not 100% sure. What was it? If it was a great save, we're going to watch it back. But if it hit the post, then this is pointless. I'll slow it down if we need to. Look at the ball from Callis. Hits the upright. Okay, it wasn't. For a second there, I think the keeper actually wanted to have it covered as well. For a second there, I thought it was... thought the keeper got across and pulled off a great save. In the end, Gunnarsson there lays it to Lucas Lotvat. Lotvat ball, back post. It's going to go to nobody, and maybe a chance for them to go on the break. They go one long ball long, but they don't have too much on as well, so I'm quite happy sticking on our controlled, really attacking sort of system. Cardozo just thumps one long, which is not in our philosophies at all. And the highlight continues, which does worry me, because they still got the ball, and that's a very good switch, and that's a good ball over the top. Elsie is going to have the chance here for HEK, and he's put it just wide. Hadn't Muta beaten, I reckon, as well. Dominated the game, as we can tell. Would be nice to get the second now, obviously. Crespo inside the Victor Hugo finds Steven with a great turn there, and he finds Schultze in some space. Schultze finds Lucas Lotvat. Lotvat's ball back to Schultze. It's good link-up play from those two. They have a very good understanding of how they both play. Schultze's ball, low ball in, headed away, but only as far as Gunnarsson, and Gunnarsson there will score. Apparently assist on the Crespo. I don't know how that's happened. But there we go. There's our second. We're 2-0 up now against AEK. We can now play the 4-3-3 on defend and be very happy with the defensive midfield, not on defend. Be very happy with the position we're in to get to the group stage yet again. Schultze though running down the line. It was headed. It was a poor header away. It's kind of just smacked Flamen in the head. It's falconed him and it's fallen straight to Gunnarsson. He won't make no mistake. Flamen's apparently going to get the assist for that. Wow. Very lucky boy to be claiming the assist there. Steven inside. He finds Schultze. Schultze now running down at his man. Still with Schultze. His cross back post. Stein wanted it badly, but Kermasinki does claim that one, and it should be game over. It's going to be a 2-0 win for HK away in Greece, which is sensational for us. AEK have played quite well, but obviously been not too bad but have not been great in terms of going forward. We've kind of marshaled the game quite well. If you go to analysis, right, our standard formation is that, and look, when you're having two DMs and two pocket plays a little bit deeper, we're quite happy with how we defend. Obviously, we play quite high, obviously. So there's a lot of space in behind, yes. But if we have people in and around, they can't get those balls in between the lines, so then they can play that ball in behind. Instead, they're playing it around here, and we can press in there and then it allows us to get some bit more shape. We can maybe get a little bit deep if we have to. That's why I really like this sort of system. As you can tell, AEK very much were quite defensive in this game at home. There we are. Gonna just go. I've clicked the wrong side. There we go. Back. We know that AEK are in Greece. Thank you. Going to tell them that I'm very pleased with the result, and that's how you go. Only Callis looks interested. That's fine by me. Look, the boys know that they're in a very good position, and that's all that I care about. I'm going to do the rest of all the post-match conference and the Atlantic R game in between the next off stream, or off. I say off stream every time, off YouTube, and we'll be back for the second leg just like that. Don't go anywhere. We will be back for the second leg in just a second, and surely the HK lads can now go through to the Champions League stage for, I think it would be the 5th year in the row, might be 6. I'll double check that as well when we come back for the next part of this episode, which is episode 45. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. Second leg time against AEK at home. A little bit of team news. Cardozo apparently is suspended because he picked up a few yellow cards, but this was a big one. Crespo has got himself a sports hernia and is expected to be out the 3 to 4 weeks with it, which is unfortunate. He is our best centre back, but we are going to play Victor and I think Alt instead of Prospect, to be quite honest. I really do like that Alt's playing currently for Germany at the moment and is wanted by quite a few people. And is a powerful centre back, so we'll play that. Because Cardozo's out, we're going to play Wagner. Gleason played midweek, could play right now as well, and it would help his growth. But at the same time, Wagner is a quality player, and this tie isn't exactly over. I do plan to bring Gleason on though at some point in this game. Going to play Pereira as the regista, which is where he's normally been playing in the system at home. Only because we are at home. I can switch it to the deep line playmaker on defend. Tempted to do it as well, considering that we are ahead in the game. Obviously, we just played Atlantic R, and it wasn't the most convincing of games. We did only win 1-0. We did dominate, right? We weren't ever in trouble, but usually when this happens, you have a lot of shots, a lot of possession. They always have one shot on target. They usually go in. However, this is what it took for us to score, and this is an absolute worldie by Christopher Callis. Get ready to enjoy, because this is one of the better strikes you'll see on FM this year. If I actually can go and put it behind the goal, because it looked quite good from behind goal. There we go, and if we can make this, well, not yet, but can we make this a lot slower when a ball goes out to Callis? It'll be great. So it was a corner headed away, and Flamen just gives it over to Callis, who's out here. And now we'll slot right down to just enjoy the beauty of that. Just remind me to put it, well, you can't, but we have to put it back on the rector and fast for the game coming up. Just look at this. Callis takes one touch, looks up, goes, okay, there's not much on, and without even a step, basically goes outside of the foot, around one, and the thing just curls away from the keeper into the top hand corner. It is sensational strike from Callis. I quite enjoyed it when I went in myself. There we go. Slightly faster, and obviously we want to go to director and go and leave the game. But yeah, in against AEK right now. Same lineup apart from the 2 force changes. Victor, Lucas, Wagner now, Pereira, Steven, Brata, Schultze, Stein, Filipov. Maybe people might be asking, where's Isberg? Don't worry, Isberg plays every league game basically at the moment, and he's been flying in the league. 5 games, 4 goals at an 8.06, and also in the cup had 6 assists at 8.35. Don't worry, King Isberg's still around, guys, and he will definitely feature at some point in a Champions League game at somewhere. Let's just get through this one here. I do have work in an hour and something, and I'm still in my pyjamas. And we do need to do that. In terms of when our next stream is, because the weather's been so poor in Adelaide, the pitches may be waterlogged tonight, so we might not have coaching tonight. If that's the case, after you see this episode, it's very possible we would be on stream tonight, and I'll just stream the Champions League games as I normally do. But let's get into the game first. Everyone seems motivated. Obviously, I'd rather have him for Cardozo, but obviously Wagner's a very good replacement. As the lads walk out here to the tune of the Champions League anthem at the HK Stadium, all 10,000 seats are probably filled out, which is normally what happens. We generally only get like 400 away fans, and it's like 9,000 Icelandic lads all jumping around making quite a bit of noise. As we start the game quite well and dominating very early doors. Obviously don't want to concede one early and see what happens, but obviously we'd love to score one early as the ball gets cleared by Victor and it's straight into the pass of Filipov. That's a great ball in. Schultze with a chance. Oh, what a save! Look, I don't usually rewind too much for opposition goalkeepers, but being a goalkeeper coach, I do love when these sort of highlights come about from FM. Come on. There we go. There we are. Just pause that. Look at this. This is why FM have got goalkeepers right in these sort of highlights where they look spectacular, and they've got them wrong when they do the weird stuff where they just fall to the floor or they run out and forget to pick the ball up. Look at this. Schultze's banged this one in bottom corner, and what a hand that is for Kamasinski. That is sensational from the goalkeeper, and probably keeping AEK in the tie. They probably can't afford us to score. They need 2 to get it to extra time, 3 to win on the night. A goal doesn't change it for them too much. It just means they need 1 extra, and then they know they'll go through. But at the same time, giving us a goal, they have to come out and chase it, and a lot of space, and we'll probably just pick them off at will. Good to see us starting well. Look at that, 9 shots for on target, giving them absolutely nothing, which is what we want, obviously. And Stephen on the free kick. He's got good free kick taking. Stephen, oh, look, to be honest, the keeper saved the one before, but he should have dealt with that one. Stephen put it straight at him, and the keepers let that one go in, and we're 1-0 up. Good free kick, though, from Stephen. I was getting ready to get excited to see him put it top bins, because I've seen him do it before, but he's put that one straight at the keeper, and Kamasinski's really slow to react there. And that's one of the animations that I wish FM will fix, obviously, in FM 19, coming out, I think it's in November now. News was released last night. Cannot wait, obviously. We have to, at some point later, when the HK stuff's done, have to talk about what we're going to do on FM 19. Anyhow, 25 minutes in, Stephen, corner, back post, headed down by Victor, Alt, well, in the end, Kasimi made himself big, but Alt's put it straight at him. Clear-cut chance there for the centre-back, really should have scored. It bobbled around the box a little bit. Dominating possession, which is what I love, and this is generally what happens at home. And playing on this deep line, playing with that 6, even though that is a regista, he still sits a bit, does Pereira. We don't get hit on the break as much. Filipov's ball laid back towards Stein is not good enough. And they've gone to 2 up top, and it's a good flick on LCR. But look how many numbers we get back, especially with a 6 now. And it just makes that next pass go backwards instead of hitting us on the break with all the space in behind. So now we're in a very good shape back here. I've said all this, and then watch him just go score now. In the end, it's a rush ball, and Alt picks it off, and we should be okay now. The ball up the line is pretty good there to Stein. He finds his feet. Stein hasn't got too much on it, has to go on a run. Instead, his ball in the middle is sort of won by Stephen. Filipov with a great ball. Schultze, can he finish that one? He can that time. The keeper can't pull off one of his great saves in the bottom left-hand corner of his goal, and instead Schultze puts it across him, and that one there is going to score. And we are 2-0 up on the night, 4-0 up on aggregate, and we're probably going through to the Champions League group stage yet again. Filipov's ball there, just inside. Schultze now. Schultze cuts it. Very well done. Well, Schultze cuts it. Schultze cuts it across the keeper. Once again, not giving him a shot, dominating the game, and absolutely loving life. Highlight right before halftime. Can we get another one? Ball back post. Headed away. Stein. Hit one, my son. Instead, Brata. Great flick. Schultze, surely. Oh, he's put it wide. How's he done that? The German. Really good goal-scoring winger is Schultze at the moment, and he's been sensational. There we go. Got to tell him I'm very pleased. Obviously, get out there. We're 4-0 up. No point telling him we could not get complacent, because I don't see AEK scoring 4 goals in the second half. You never know. Seen stranger things happen. Usually it's a pointless highlight, and the ball has gone out of play, and it is a pointless highlight. Would love to see him not have a shot, but it's not here nor there. Would love to see Ruther keep another clean sheet. Wagner's ball into the box. It's headed away. Lucas Lotbat will pick that one up, though, and there we are. Finds the Brata. Brata's got a lot of people out here. Stein. This is where the fullbacks are important. He should have given it to Wagner. Instead, it falls to Wagner. Wagner's ball back post headed away, but only far as Stephen. And I tell you what, Kamasinski really should have saved that one too. Stephen scored 2 bombs, but not bombs where you're like excited about. It's one where a free kick straight at the keeper, and that one there the keeper should have dealt with. You get excited when Stephen's about to hit one though, because you know Stephen has the quality to go absolutely bang, right? Wagner's ball headed away, and when you see Stephen run in and set himself up the shoot, you're thinking, okay, top left, top right, where you going to put it? That one there was quite disappointing, but it was on target. The keeper spilled it, and we're 3-0 up, 5-0 in aggregate, and we are running away with the game, which is great to see. In terms of bringing people on, we're going to bring Tate on, and we're going to bring Gleason on, but at right back, because that's his natural position. We're just going to put him on here as to get them some game time, the two youngsters there, the two 18, 19-year-olds. In terms of homegrown, I know Gleason, that probably might have been actually their first shot, AEKs, by the way. In terms of homegrown, Gleason already is homegrown, but Tate's only 1 year away. I did have a loan offer from Rennes. I really wanted to accept it because it would have been a key player there at a good club in League One with good facilities. In the end, we rejected it because he's been growing so much here, and in 1 year's time, he'll be homegrown as well. Wagner, his ball down the line finds Stein. Stein cuts that one. Filipov, bang. That's going to be 4. I thought it was a pointless highlight because we're making changes. Instead, we've gone on the break and scored a 4th. We are 4-0 up, 6-0 in aggregate. And we will be making the changes. We're going to skip that highlight there and just tell us, yes, go forward, my boys, and get out there. The next change will be for Gleason in a second, and we'll probably bring him on. Well, both midfielders are playing quite well. Gleason, for Callis, sorry. Both midfielders were playing quite well. Homegrown, Callis also is homegrown in the year. So is Brian, which is, I thought Brian wouldn't not have got there, but apparently he has. He's only 20. Every time I look at Brian, I think he's old. Could this be AK's chance to score their first goal? Instead, it's into the side from Karchunga. What a name. We're going to go get Callis out there. We're going to bring Brata off, not because he's not playing poorly or anything. We're just going to go and give Callis some more game time at centre mid and really get him growing, the young Australian. And there we go, 75 minutes in, LC on the ball. It seems like AK finally decided to come and play some football now. But Stephen goes and intercepts that one. Schultze now, that's a great ball over the top. Filipov with a great first touch. Tackled, but it should only be full to Stein, who can whip in a good ball. Stein, Canny, back post. Filipov's there. Filipov loves a header. How many times I've seen that in the league? It's brilliant when Filipov jumps up, the big 6'2" Bulgarian. He loves it. He loves a nice floated ball in back post, and that is a towering header from the Bulgarian. I'm going to skip the highlight. We're 5-0 up, 7-0. Let's just get to the Champions League group draw. Let's be honest here. Dominating the game, only giving 2 shots, keeping the ball, dominating 31 shots in a game. Sensational stuff from the lads. And the rain is pouring down here at HK, but we are singing in the rain, that is for sure. And we're probably singing we're on the way to the Champions League. Knowing the fans, they're probably singing we're going to win the cup. Doubt that very highly. It's not our time yet. It might be our time in 5 to 10 years time, but it's not our time just yet to go and start singing can we win the Champions League. We cut that one out. Stein there, well done by Stephen to cut it out. Schultz is there, knocked down Filipov, and he's missed. Wow, it was a great play. Schultze's presence of mind to knock it back as well was sensational, and I don't know how Filipov has put that one into the post for his hat-trick. Oh, unbelievable scenes. 5-0 up, 7-0 in aggregate. It's not a Tito Bonin where he's missed like 4 1-on-1s in a half, but can't be missing chances like that, my boy. Tate's ball out, finds Schultze. Schultze now cuts that one. Stein's back post. Stein's now hit the post. It could have been 7 on the night if we finished our chances. Instead, it's only going to be 7 on aggregate unless they go and score on the break here. Hey, EK. We've been quite defensively solid. That looked offside, and it is offside. There we go. And it should be game over pretty much from this highlight here. We're just going to see it get played out here. Victor Hugo there. We'll find Stein, and the boys will just go keep it and celebrate being in the Champions League group stage yet again. Gleason bombing forward. Can he put in a good cross of quality? I think that's a shot, mate. In the end, he went for glory. Did score one of the best goals in the Champions League last year. Was given second best goal in the Champions League. That hit against Inter, which was on stream. You may get to see that goal in episode 50. We're going to do something quite special for episode 50, but we'll talk about that in episode 50. We're approaching it soon. That's a very good win, and I'm pleased with that performance. The lads absolutely love it. So we're going to have the group stage draw in a second, which is sensational. I'm going to send the assistant to that. There we go. Receive our money, and we're going to continue forward here for the group stage draw. Going to hope for not the group of death. Of course, Lucas Lockbat offer we're going to just reject. We're getting good bids now for Lucas because I think the game's finally realised that Lucas is a player of quality. Here we're going to just do the scout report off screen. We obviously want to get to this Champions League draw as soon as possible so I can cut up the episode, get it out for you guys on thing, and there we go. What was that about, Kanan? What are you doing? Apparently have an asking price on Kanan. Well, no thank you. Unspecific, confirm. There we go. Why have we got an asking price on Kanan? I don't know why. Reject, yes. Strange. I didn't do that, I don't think. Gonna leave that sit for as long as possible as well for the men one. I think it said it had to be done by today, but that's okay. Group stage. We've been seeded third. It's about time. HK have seeded third in the group stage. It's been many years. We're probably the lowest ranked third seed, surely. We are. But we've just gotten into there ahead of Rapid Rian. Who dropped out, I wonder? Someone must have dropped out and we've got a third seed. Wow, here we go. Alright. Remind me not to click too fast here because we know we're in the third seed. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, who do we want? We don't want United and Juve. We do not want United and Juve. If we wanted to pick a group where we want, it's Group D, RBL and Feyenoord. We want Group D. Wouldn't mind Group H because I don't rate Napoli. Once again, Napoli and Chelsea always in the same group. We're going to get Group H because we always seem to get Napoli and Chelsea. First group, Dortmund. What a group is Group A. That's insane. United, Juve and Dortmund. Group B would be very, very interesting. Roma, that's another good group. Group C would be difficult and we don't want Group C. Porto. Alright, if there's an FM god, you know I've been struggling for 4 years, 5 years maybe to get out of the Champions League group stage. Group D would not only present us a chance to finish third, it would probably present us the chance to knock Feyenoord off twice and finish second, I reckon. Come on, game. Oh, Everton, they're so lucky, those bloody blue knobs. Obviously, being a Liverpool fan, I actually don't mind Everton. You know, it's the friendly rivalry. Benfica and Inter would be interesting. I think against Inter, we can beat them. We've shown that we had the quality to, but we haven't done it yet. It would be interesting to also take on Benfica because Benfica just signed my boy. If we go to senior players and all players, where is he? Where's Silvio Ragnoli? He's here. He went on a free to Benfica. We just wanted to play continental football and didn't renew his contract. Knowing us, we're going to get him. Oh, we got PSV. Alright, we don't want Group F. No. Okay, good. We're going to get Group H, aren't we? Leverkusen Madrid is difficult. Far out. Sevilla, please. What is this game? What this to me? Alright. Sevilla get a very nice group. We get Leverkusen, who are sensational. That's their key player. Yes, the fullback. He looks sensational. David Cruz is a hot prospect and probably would start for him, the wonder kid. And there we are. Out of all the teams we want, Braga, the Turkish side. We've beaten Celtic before, but Celtic would be difficult in this group. The FC, I can't pronounce it. I know Aaron Mobile plays there right now in real life. I don't think he would be there now. Dynamo we would take as well. Alright, Rapid Rian go out first. Celtic go out. Okay, that's the two big ones. I would take anyone else. Club Brugge, I wouldn't mind. Zenit, I wouldn't mind. Club Brugge go. FC go. That's Bella. The Turkish side goes, oh, we don't like that. Braga. Alright, we want Dynamo. Out of all the two sides, we want probably Dynamo. We get Dynamo. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are in a position where we might be able to get out the group just because we probably should beat Dynamo twice. That's their best player, and he looks quite good, the Croatian striker. He looks sensational. He's wanted for 12.125 mil. Ziga looks quite good, their youth prospect. He's okay. But the rest of the Dynamo side, I reckon, isn't that great. They got... very interesting to see how Camille grows. Camille looks good. Look, I feel like against Dynamo, we should be okay against the Croatian side. I didn't want Zenit because Zenit probably have a lot of money and, you know, they're 4-star and anything can happen in Russia. I just feel like going to Croatia, we've been to Croatia before, we've got results in Croatia. We obviously get Madrid, so we get to go to the Bernabeu. That's their hot prospect. To be honest, he doesn't look too great. Oh, he's a centre-back. He's okay, wonder kid. Lukaku's still there at 33, and he looks sensational. I expect Lukaku to really put it into us. But what do you think of the group? We've got a group. We were seeded third. Don't worry that we're in fourth. That's just on thing. What do you reckon? I reckon we're okay. I reckon that we have got a group where we might be able to make the Europa League finally. In terms of when the next episode on YouTube will be, obviously the draws have now been done. If I actually go forward one day, it should schedule it all in now. There we go. There we are. It's all scheduled in. So if we go to the schedule, we got Real Madrid at the Bernabeu first up. I think we will have to do that on YouTube surely in quite a few days' time. In terms of me maybe doing it before work, I don't think there's a chance in that in the world in that happening, but you never know. But if we can get through without getting pumped here, we can beat Dynamo. Leverkusen twice. Now, who remembers the Leverkusen games in episode 25? We obviously lost away in a game we should have won. Tito Bonnin. How is Bonnin going? We always mention him. We're going on a tangent. Sorry, everybody. Tito Bonnin at West Ham. Is he playing games there? Played 29 games, only scoring 5 goals. Probably missing one-on-ones everywhere, but I still love you, mate. Go back there. We obviously lost the Leverkusen away and then beat them at home. The final group stage game is Dynamo away. That could be such an important game. There we go, though, guys. That's going to be the end of episode 45. I think for the first time in a long while, we've actually got a group we can look at it and go, you know what, we're definitely better than one of the sides out there, and we might be able to do something against Leverkusen at home. So we should be looking to get out the group in terms of getting out in third place into the Europa League. For the last 4 or 5 years, I don't know how much. I have to go count it back. I always forget how many years we've been in there. It's a bit of a blur, the Champions League sometimes, because we just get there through qualifying. We play so many games to get there. I feel like that for the first time in a long time, especially the last 3 seasons, we haven't got the group of death where we're definitely like the 4th seed side and we're definitely like the 4th seed club. We've actually finally, firstly, we've actually finally got a 3rd seed, and we've actually finally got a group where we have a team that should be weaker than us, and we should definitely beat at home and should definitely do a job away from home. Let me know what you think in the comments about that group. Should we be definitely looking to get out in 3rd spot? Could we be looking to topple Leverkusen? Who knows? Can we beat Madrid? You let me know in the comment section below. As always, follow me on Twitch. Link in the description below. Because of the weather at the moment, the sun has just come out. Depending on what training conditions are like, training may be cancelled. So those games will be live tonight. So when you see this episode, and probably, you know, whenever you see it in the next, if you watch it within the next 6 hours or something, there is a very likelihood that Damien will be streaming later after those 6 hours that you watched of the Champions League. And who doesn't want to watch Champions League football live? That's going to be it from me. Enjoy the rest of your day or night, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you liked the episode. And from Damien, goodbye.